The night John Wayne let the cowboy mask fall. The studio lights were bright that night, but somehow, when John Wayne walked onto the Tonight Show stage, he seemed quieter than usual. Johnny Carson smiled and welcomed him with the familiar warmth that had made millions of Americans feel as if they were sitting in the same room. The audience applauded loudly. John Wayne smiled. He made a joke. The crowd laughed. For a few minutes, everything looked normal. But then Carson asked a simple question about life away from Hollywood. Wayne paused. His famous smile slowly disappeared. For a moment, he stared toward the floor. The man who had spent decades playing fearless cowboys suddenly looked less like a movie legend and more like an ordinary man, remembering people he had lost. "I've played a lot of tough guys," he said softly, "but that doesn't mean a man doesn't get scared." The studio became almost completely silent. Carson didn't interrupt. Wayne talked about the passage of time, the friends who had disappeared, the people he had loved, and the realization that no matter how strong a person appeared on a movie screen, nobody could stop the years from moving forward. His voice became quieter. Then he smiled again, almost as if he didn't want the audience to feel sorry for him. "I guess you learn," he said, "that the important thing isn't how long you're remembered. It's what you leave behind in the hearts of the people who knew you." Carson looked at him carefully. There was no punchline this time. No laughter. Just two men sitting beneath television lights, understanding something that didn't need to be explained. The audience remained silent. Then Carson gently changed the subject, giving Wayne a chance to breathe. Wayne laughed. The audience laughed with him. And for a moment the cowboy returned. But something had changed. Millions watching at home saw a different John Wayne that night. Not the invincible hero riding across Monument Valley, but a man who understood that even the strongest heroes eventually have to say goodbye. When the interview ended, the audience gave him a long-standing ovation. Wayne stood slowly. He looked around the studio and smiled. Then he raised his hand in a quiet farewell. The applause grew louder. And perhaps the most heartbreaking part was this. The audience wasn't applauding only an actor. They were applauding a lifetime. A lifetime of Western, friendships, victories, mistakes, laughter, and memories. John Wayne had spent his career teaching audiences how to be brave. But that night, sitting beside Johnny Carson, he reminded everyone of something even more powerful. Being strong doesn't mean you never feel pain. Sometimes, strength is simply smiling through the tears and saying goodbye with dignity. Loudly broken.